and welcome to another 6 minutes of meaning. I wanted to share with you today something topical and relevant and hopefully meaningful. And I have a question for you, for us to begin. If I was to ask you, who is the hero of Hanukkah, what would you say? Who do you think the hero of Hanukkah is? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking Matityahu. You're thinking of the great Cohen who, together with his 5 sons, was able to get a band of warriors together hiding out in the mountains of Modi'in, attacking the mighty Greek army. But that is not my answer for you today. You might think that the Hanukkah hero is none other than Judah Maccabee, the great warrior soldier who was so powerful. They called him the Hammer as a nickname, Maccabee being Aramaic for hammer. That was how powerful he was. And that is not my Hanukkah hero either. And the truth of the matter is, I want to share with you that I'm not sure of the name of who the Hanukkah hero is. Because my Hanukkah hero is someone that no one knows the name of, because he's actually anonymous. Isn't it fascinating how today we focus on people so deeply? We are involved in almost a celebrity worship, where the idols of our age, the gods of our time, are celebrities. This was brought home so powerfully a couple of years ago when Taylor Swift, who has 112 million followers on Instagram, was able to say 2 years ago that she endorsed a certain candidate in her native Tennessee. Within 24 hours of making that announcement, 65,000 registrations came in the state of Tennessee to go and vote. What a world we live in. Celebrities and superstars are our heroes. Judaism always walked away from having people as heroes. Actually, Judaism, instead of focused on people, focused on ideas. The ideas of judgment, the ideas of forgiveness, the ideas of religious liberty, and the ideas of freedom. And if you take a look at the holiday of Hanukkah, you see this more powerfully than anywhere else. The Gemara on Daf Chaf Aleph Hamad Aleph asks, page 21a, "My Hanukkah, what is Hanukkah?" It's a strange question. The Talmud never asks what's Purim, what's Passover, what's Shavuot, what's Sukkot. My Hanukkah. And perhaps even stranger than the question is the answer that it gives. It says in just a couple of sentences, when the Greeks entered the temple, they defied the oils that were in it. And when the Hasmonean dynasty triumphed and defeated the Syrian Greeks, they searched out and found just one small container of oil which had been let aside with the seal of the Kohen Gadol, the high priest. There was enough oil to light the menorah for one day. A miracle occurred, and they lit it for all 8 days. The following year, they fixed and established these days as festivals of praise and thanksgiving. That is the answer to what is Hanukkah in the Talmud. It's amazing. There's no Matityahu, there's no Judah Maccabee, there was no war against Antiochus, there was no stirring story of the Maccabean revolt. Amazingly, a small, tiny group of Jews who defeated the mightiest army on the face of the earth is not the story of Hanukkah, according to the Talmud. What is Hanukkah? The story of Hanukkah is a small jar of oil. Why did the rabbis not like this incredible, riveting, inspirational story? And the answer is because the rabbis don't like making people into heroes. And eventually, every hero has a fall from grace. And the Maccabees were no different. Eventually, their behavior wasn't heroic either. Eventually, the descendants of Matityahu turned on each other. They instituted strange practices in the temple, and they even tried to take a power that was not theirs. That doesn't mean that Judaism doesn't have hero figures. We do, but they're like Spider-Man or Batman. They are anonymous. Our heroes are ones like the hero of the Hanukkah story, that anonymous individual who was in a moment of gloom and despair and said to himself, things have never looked worse than they do right now. So you know what I'm going to do? With unshakable faith, I'm going to take a small jar of oil and put it aside. And I'm going to wait for a moment when in the future there's going to be a redemption. And that anonymous unsung hero becomes the hero of the Hanukkah story. We don't have to be thankful for the heroes that we have in our world today, who are superstars. We have to be thankful for the unsung heroes. We might not even know their names. And that's really what Hanukkah is all about. We say in the Al Hanissim, for the miracles, plural, not Nes, but Nissim. There are the miracles of the war, yes, and there's also the miracle of an anonymous unsung hero who has faith in the future to hide a small jar of oil, believing that tomorrow a greater, brighter day will come. That is my Hanukkah hero. Have a great day.